So let us start this session. Once again, on behalf of Team Rangde and Team Gramheet, welcome to today's live Q&A session with Pankaj Mahalle, who is the CEO of Gramheet. And I will quickly introduce Pankaj before we start this Q&A session. Pankaj is the co-founder and CEO at Gramheet. Brought up in a smallholder farmer's family, his lived experience at agrarian distress propelled him to start Gramheet. His organization provides integrated post-harvest services like access to credit to increase their income and prevent food grain losses. Before Gramheet, Pankaj served for 3 years in the CSR department of Tata Steel, working with tribal farmers to promote and strengthen their livelihoods. Pankaj holds a master's degree in livelihood and social entrepreneurship from the Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai. Pankaj is an Asia Development Fellow, having formerly earned the Acumen India Fellowship and the Social Alpha Entrepreneurs for Impact Fellowship. And I'll just repeat, his organization provides integrated post-harvest services to help smallholder farmers increase their income and prevent food grain losses. We're so happy to have you represent Gramheet today, Pankaj. Thank you for joining this Q&A.
Thank you.
And just for all of you to know, Gramheet is a Rangde Impact Partner. And today we're going to know all about the Gramheet story, Pankaj's story, and the fantastic work that Gramheet is doing. So Pankaj, please go ahead and tell us a little bit more about Gramheet, how it came about, what does Gramheet do?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, first of all, for organizing this session. Really, it's a great experience all the time we have to share our impact journey with the, on the platform like Rangde, which you are providing. So just I would like to start with the story behind the Gramheet. So why and when we started the organization, Gramheet. So being born and brought up in a smallholder farming family, my lived experience of agrarian distress actually pushed me, propelled me to start Gramheet. So I would like to share one incident. So every Diwali, my parent actually faced the difficulty in buying a new cloth for me, even though we had a bumper crop that year. But because of the immediately after the harvest, the moneylender and the intermediaries grab our farm produce to recover their loan. Therefore, my hopes of getting new cloth remain always hopes. And I think in India, more than 62 million farmers are constantly living under debt trap. And my family was one of them. When I asked my parents about this debt trap, and unfortunately, they said that we are born in debt, we are living in debt, and we will be die with this debt trap. It was hard to digest this fact. Therefore, immediate after my post-graduation in livelihood and social entrepreneurship, I promised my parents, although we are born in debt, we are in debt, living in debt, but we will not die in this debt trap. We will definitely come out from this debt trap. And this lived experience of agrarian distress all the time propelled me and pushed me to whatever I am doing today. And I think Gramheet as the pilot, the platform where we are actually trying to address the issues of our smallholder farmers. And therefore, I think it's proudly I would like to share here my whole experience, mine and my co-founder Shweta's experience propelled us to start Gramheet with a vision to build a sustainable food system where every farmers cultivate with a dignity and feeds the world with pride.
Wow, yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that story and some of the things that you mentioned, like debt traps and, living with dignity. So important to be talking about these things today and to spread awareness about these things. So tell us a little bit more about your current work and the current kind of projects you're doing and the current impact you're seeing.
So at Gramheet, we provide integrated post-harvest services to the smallholder farmers at the village level. where the farmers can avail the facilities of decentralized storage, instant post-harvest credit, and the market linkages through a digital platform. So our innovative model of this innovative model of decentralized storage or instant post-harvest credit or market linkages through a digital platform, farmers ensure the accessibility and affordability, especially through a hermetic storage container which we recently developed. Apart from the storage, they get the absolute transparency through a quality analysis lab, which we set up in the village level, where farmers can go there and check their quality of their produce. So efficiency through a digital platform. This is also an important aspect. The efficiency and transparency through a digital platform. Apart from the better price realization, our farmers are now able to prevent the food grain losses significantly, and also they're able to increase their income around 40%. So till date, we have worked with around around 8,000 smallholder farmers and prevented the food grain losses of around 2,000 metric ton. So we are very much proud to say that we have increased their income around 40%. And yeah, I also want to add this how we started this and where. So we started our work in the Yavatmal district of Maharashtra. Unfortunately, in this district, you can find the highest number of farmer suicide in India. So, but we started there. Now, in the last 2 years, we have scaled our work, and now we are in 6 districts of Maharashtra. And recently, we have started our work in Andhra Pradesh also. Yeah.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing the lovely impact of your work. And tell us a little bit about your team. So how big is this team? How many people work with Gramheet?
So currently we have total 11 people in our team. So all of us are comes from very diverse backgrounds, but we have all these people has their shared vision to address our complex issues of our agrarian distress. That's the main aspect. Apart from the skill and the vision, is also an important aspect here. And all our team members are on the same page to address the issues of our society.
Understood. And if we want to talk a little bit about, what is the role of credit in the work that you are doing? So how would you define the role of credit in the work that Gramheet is able to do?
Yeah, in our integrated post-harvest services, credit is also as one of the crucial service which we are providing collaboratively to the smallholder farmers. So to understand the role of credit, or to how we can address the post-harvest issues and the need of credit to the smallholder farmers, I would like to share the story of our one woman farmers here, and the story of Radha, our one smallholder farmer. And Radha is a smaller farmer, not just a smallholder farmer, but she is living in the interior area of Yavatmal district. So every year, she faces the challenges of distress selling due to the lack of storage space at her house and the urgent need of money to repay the input seller or money lender. Unfortunately, she doesn't have the access to the agri market, as agri market are highly male dominated. Therefore, therefore her husband, who took the produce to the market, and there he has to arrange the money from the middleman or that artiya to repay to pay the transport or labor expenses. And that middleman, that artiya, takes the advantage of this dependency and charges arbitrary commission for this immediate cash requirement of that farmer. Overall, I mean, to the market, Radha and his family actually have to spend around 400 to 500 rupees per quintal, which is 8 to 10% of the total cost of the produce. And therefore, all the time they have to face the issues of negligible income, because such kind of expenses are really putting burden on their income. So, but here, after association with Gramheet and Rangde, for the first time ever after the harvest, Radha herself took her produce directly to our village trade center to store it. And there she received the detailed quality analysis report of her produce. Now, Radha has downloaded the Gramheet Mandi app and received the daily price information and price trend analysis on her phone. Then she availed the credit against the store produce to buy the inputs for the next crop season. So here is the importance of the credit. If we are not able to provide the credit to that farmer, to Radha, so she may not be preferred to store her produce, because here if she can hold only in that case if she has some credit or cash to buy inputs for the next crop season or to repay the input seller. So because of the storage facility and the instant credit against the store produce, Radha was to hold the produce till the prices become the favorable. And now it's easier for her, Radha, to increase her income by reducing her post-harvest expenses and availing the benefit of the seasonal price gain. I think apart from the better price realization, Radha gets an agency to hold the produce and make the decision when to sell and at what price. Yeah.
Wonderful. So multiple problems that you are solving. One is, of course, storage of the food grain. And as we all know, I think around 30% of food grain in India is wasted. So I think one problem is that, which you're solving very well. And then the access to credit. And as you said, instant access to credit against the grain that has been stored. So I think fantastic work there, Pankaj, on all fronts. And again, to all of us who are joining this Q&A session, if you would like to ask any question to Pankaj about Gramheet, about their work, please feel free to use the chat bar and that's your question there. And I will ask that question on your behalf. And we will also have some time at the end of this session for more questions from you. But if you have any questions, please use the chat bar and let us know your questions. So Pankaj, moving ahead, I would like to know, in addition to, say, the access to credit. So tell us a little bit more about this village post that you're talking about. How did this come about? What was the idea behind this? And what are the long-term effects that you are seeing?
So once the farmer started storing their produce, it means they get the agency when to sell, to make the decision about when to sell and whom to sell. That's one another aspect. But second is, when they started the storing and getting the credit against the storage, it means for them, somehow it's helped them to come out from that debt trap, because all the time they have to depend on the local money lender or Artia, or sometimes input sellers. So here is the importance of inputs, that credit aspects and the storage aspects are important. So in the longer run, especially smallholder farmers, they will send their produce directly from home to the institutional buyer. That's a main aspect here we are actually trying to achieve.
Got it. And when you mentioned the Artia and the, they sometimes, wrongly take advantage of the requirement of credit. So what are the normal rates of interest that these people charge for credit? And what is the comparison to the credit that Gramheet and Rangde are able to give together?
Yeah, I mean, the general practice here, so mostly they charge 25% for the 4 to 6 months. तो यदि हम इसको कैलकुलेट करेंगे एनुअल के हिसाब से, तो मिनिमम जो है 50% एनुअल इंटरेस्ट रेट के हिसाब से मनी लेंडर और अड़तिया चार्ज करता है, which is quite high. But here हमारे यहाँ पे हम 6 to 8% फार्मर्स को जो क्रेडिट प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं वो इंटरेस्ट रेट उतना है, तो इसलिए उनके लिए बहुत बड़ा रिलीफ है to get the credit from us.
Absolutely. And I think not a lot of people realize this sitting in a city or in a urban point of view, that interest rates are as high as 50% per annum for people who really need access to credit, and just so that they can get their grain to the market. It's not that, they can use it completely for their own business instantly. They just have immediate needs. So I think very important point of what is the on ground situation. But I'd like to know more about, Pankaj, what are the challenges you are facing in this work today?
So first challenge, I think I would like to share it here. So unfortunately in India, we don't have the storage structure like warehouse and godowns at the village level. So and therefore, as you mentioned that the food grain losses is so high in India. I mean, especially food grain losses is 10%, which is equivalent to the total production of Australia. So when we, in the first year itself, we realized that our all godowns associated to our partners actually has said that our all godowns are actually now full, because everyone wanted to store their produce, but we have very limited capacity to store it because the limited warehouse structures are available in the village area. So that was the main challenge for us. And then, but we not stop there, and we deep dive into this issue, how we can address this challenge, address the issues of storage structure. And I would like to share here the one of our technological development. So we develop a hermetic storage container, which is absolutely a decentralized storage solution for the smallholder farmers. By using this hermetic storage container, they can store their produce at the farm gate, which is completely, I can say here, in the disruptive innovation in the context of warehousing industry, because here smallholder farmers put their produce in that container and they will avail the credit against that storage. That's a really a game-changing things for them. And one another aspect we have, I would like to share. In the conventional warehouses, they have to use the chemical insecticide to control the insect growth. And every week, they have to use they have to do the spray on that store produce. So I think it's a 10 times hazardous, health hazardous and the environmental hazardous as compared to the spraying on the field. So, but very few people are aware about this fact. But in our recent the product we developed for the storage, the farmers actually need not to use the insecticide to control the insect growth. So they can store the grain almost till the 16 month without using any insecticide. Yeah.
Wow. So 16 months without insecticide. Yeah. That is absolutely impressive. So we'll just take some questions from the people who've joined this Q&A session, Pankaj. The first one is from Ismail. He asks, how do you find that are the farmers credit worthy or not, other than the credit score and the tenure of your credit? And are you charging them for the storage? And if yes, then how much?
Yes. हमारे मॉडल में we partner with the community based organization like farmer producer organization. So mostly they own these warehouses, and or if they don't have their own warehouses, in that case they get the rent basis pay they take from the cooperative institutions, and then they are the one they charge the storage fees to them. तो 10 rupees per quintal per month ये storage charges होता है farmers के लिए from our operating partners.
So basically, Gramheet does not charge them; the cooperative partners charge them.
Yes, because they own the structure.
Right. And how would you? I mean, what is your method to find out if the farmer is credit worthy or not, apart from the credit score?
So here we have 100% secured loan product, we can say, because once the farmers store their produce at our warehouses, So we provide the credit against that storage. So there, if the farmers wanted to store, it means they have the willingness to, they have the need of cash to repay the money lender or the, because otherwise why they take the credit? यदि उनको जरूरत ही नहीं है तो बिना मतलब का फिर उसमें इंटरेस्ट या क्यों वो अपना ये करेगा, क्योंकि उसको यहाँ पे उसने अपना प्रोड्यूस रखा है और वी प्रोवाइड अराउंड 60 to 70% टोटल अमाउंट ऑफ दैट स्टोर प्रोड्यूस. तो इसीलिए उनके लिए एक कन्वीनियंट एस्पेक्ट हो जाता है टू गेट द लोन. बट हमारे लिए भी 100% रिपेमेंट होता है क्योंकि उनका प्रोड्यूस हमारे ऑपरेटिंग पार्टनर्स के यहाँ पे वेयर हाउस में रखा हुआ है. आई थिंक आई होप आई आंसर योर क्वेश्चन.
Great. And Ismail, if you have any other question, please, you can use the chat box. And next, we have a question from Rajendra. What parts of Andhra Pradesh is Gramheet going to start operations in?
आनंदपुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में जो पुट्टपुर्ती एरिया है वहां पे जनजीवना कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी है, उनके साथ हमने अपना काम शुरू किया है. उनके पेरेंटिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो सपोर्ट करते हैं उन्हें, उनका नाम वासन है. तो वी कोलैबोरेटेड विद वासन so that we can provide our services through the Janjeevana Cooperative Society in their area. So we started our actual work with the groundnut there.
Okay, got it. Okay, interesting question now from Anand. He says, you mentioned that the farmer downloads an app and they can then monitor the prices, etc. But how many farmers are so tech savvy today, and can you give any ballpark percentage?
So I think the place where I come from the village where we have the 600 population and one of the most interior place of this area. So we have good internet facility and almost each one of us, each family has at least one smartphone. So one thing, but our mobile app is in a local language. So they just get the very simplified or user friendly app, where every day they get the daily price information on their phone. So there is a one way of to sharing the daily price information to them. Second, we also have the WhatsApp group of all these farmers. We provide them that video message or the audio message through the WhatsApp group. That's also the strategy we have. If someone is not able to read or not able to open that app, in that case, they definitely they will prefer these channels. Second, word of mouth is also an important aspect in rural areas. So our farmers are highly interconnected to each other. So definitely, when we share our information, price information or price trend analysis, they discuss among them whenever they get the chance.
Great, thank you. Anand, I hope that answers your question. Next up, we have a question from Masfiq. His question is, how do you see the role of electricity in case of storage? Do you and the farmers face any challenge there? And in terms of capacity, what is the capacity of each storage that Gramheet is installing?
So, जो हमने कंटेनर डेवलप किया है उसमें there is no need of any electricity related things. It's a hermetic storage container where we scientifically actually reduce the oxygen level at that container. So it's enough to prevent the food grain prevention. So for that, we actually not required any kind of electricity, but we have installed some sensors so that farmers can monitor their grain situation there. For example, उन्होंने अपने खेत में कंटेनर रखा है and यदि उनको उसको मॉनिटर करना है कि कोई उसको चोरी ना करे, in that case on demand we install the sensors there. Only the things is कि उस खेत में या उस जगह पे internet connectivity होना जरूरी है.
Okay, got it. If anyone else has any questions, please feel free to use the chat box and ask your question to Pankaj. Pankaj, you mentioned a very lovely story about Radha and how now she herself goes and gets the credit for her crop and uses Gramheet's village post. So what has been your experience with women empowerment?
I think in India, it's very difficult to find a single mandi, APMC, where you can find the women farmers selling produce, because all these mandis are highly male dominated, और जहाँ पे कहीं पे भी वो मुझे लगता है कि accessible नहीं है women farmers के लिए, बल्कि उसका contribution जो production में है, farm work में है, I think more than 70%. तो but लेकिन जब भी प्रोड्यूस सेल करने की बात आती है तो ऑल द टाइम यू फाइंड द मेल मेंबर देयर. तो कहीं ना कहीं यदि गांव लेवल पे इस तरह की सर्विसेज होती है, तो उनको एक एक्सेस मिलता है. आई एम हैप्पी टू शेयर दैट कि मोर देन 30% ऑफ द आवर बेनिफिशियरीज आर women farmers.
Wow, lovely. And Pankaj, what would you like to tell our viewers about the Rangde and Gramheet partnership?
Yeah, sure. I mean, so in August 2020, we started our organization when the world was facing the novel pandemic. And Rangde was the first partner who come forward to join us and believes in our vision. And interestingly, in the first year itself, Rangde actually provided interest-free credit to our smallholder farmers, and it was a big relief for our farmers at the peak of the pandemic. Second, we requested to the Rangde to get a real-time credit disbursement to the smallholder farmers against their against the store produce, so that they can address their need of cash urgency. So immediately after our request, Rangde has actually customized its loan product for our farmers to provide a real-time credit disbursement. That was another big relief for our farmers. I think we believe that collaboration is the pragmatic and the practical approach to deal with the complex issues of our society. And the collaboration of Rangde and Gramheet has proven it.
Absolutely. And we are so proud to have Gramhit as one of our partners. And we were so glad to do some interest-free loans during the COVID period to help as many people as possible. So now I think we have another question. This time it's from Praveen. What is the interest rate that we are charging for farmer loans?
Yeah, 8% we are charging to them. So I think it's compared to even the microfinance which we are working in our areas, it's quite less.
Absolutely. Okay. And Pankaj, what are your plans for the future? What do you see in terms of scaling up or new geographies or new problems to solve? What are you most excited about?
Yeah, sure. I mean, in the next 5 years, we wanted to work with more than 1 lakh smallholder farmers to prevent the food grain losses of around 20,000 metric ton. And definitely through our intervention, we are also wanted to add other elements related to post harvest so that they can increase their income significantly. So as we are, as I said, that we are working on Maharashtra and now Andhra Pradesh, but we want to scale our work in MP, Telangana, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu also. All these neighboring states. So that's our plan, and I think you all are actually, those who are from that particular state, definitely you will join us to create this impact.
Absolutely. And we have the next question from Anand. He says, you mentioned about farmers living in debt with the Rangde Association. Has the situation improved in the areas you operate? And how many have actually been able to repay their debt? How do you see it going forward?
So out of this 8,000, around the farmers who get the credit from us is around 1,000 farmers have actually taken the credit from us, and I think more than 600 farmers they are actually able to come out from that debt trap. So we did the last year impact analysis study.
Okay. Is this okay? I don't know who is okay. Is 1 minute. I'll just check who is sharing their screen. 1 minute. Okay. Yes, please go ahead. Yes. If you could repeat that answer, please. Yeah.
Yeah, अभी तक more than 600 फार्मर ऐसे हैं जो हमें लगता है कि अपने डेट ट्रैप से बाहर आ चुके हैं. लास्ट ईयर वी डिड द impact analysis study, and through this study we came to know that कि जितने लोगों ने हमारे साथ काम किया, जितने फार्मर्स ने हमारे साथ काम किया, उसमें से 600 फार्मर्स जो है वो डेट ट्रैप से बाहर निकले हैं.
Wow, great. And I think the other question was around 1 minute. Let me just check again. How many have actually been able to repay their debt in our partnership, and how do you see it going forward?
So in our case, we ensure the 100% repayment to the रंगदे, क्योंकि जो भी प्रोड्यूस हमारे यहाँ पे स्टोर किया जाता है वो हमारे ही प्लेटफॉर्म के थ्रू सेल होता है. तो जैसे ही फार्मर्स अपना प्रोड्यूस सेल करता है तो इट्स इजियर फॉर अस टू रीपे द क्रेडिट टू द रंगदे.
Got it. Okay, next question is from Masfiq. Apart from interest, how is accessing credit from MFI different from Rangde and Gramheet?
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कि हमारे देश में स्मॉल ऑर्डर फार्मर्स के लिए पोस्ट हार्वेस्ट क्रेडिट नाम की कोई कंसेप्ट ही नहीं है. जो भी वेयर हाउस बेस्ड कोलैटरल लोन है मोस्टली उसका जो बेनिफिट है वो बड़े ट्रेडर्स या बड़े फार्मर्स ही लेते हैं. लेकिन जहाँ पे टिकट साइज 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, इवन 1 लाख रुपए तक भी हो तो इवन द बैंक्स आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड टू प्रोवाइड द क्रेडिट टू द स्मॉल ऑर्डर फार्मर्स. Even this warehousing industry also not wanted to entertain the small order farmers because of the small quantity. तो वो major challenge है. तो here even 10,000 if the farmers need is 10,000, so we have a provision we can immediately provide the credit again, credit on their bank account.
Great. So basically, not just the amount, but basically it's a totally customized product.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
post credit. So that is the advantage, right?
And the good part is the Rangde also has a digital platform and we also have the digital platform. So because of that, we have the efficiency to provide this credit.
Totally understood. Okay. I think we will open the forum for some questions, Pankaj, if anyone other than the people who have already asked us the questions, if they would be interested. Thank you, Masfiq, for asking that question. If anyone wishes to ask a question, you can please unmute yourself, or you can use the chat box to ask a question. Okay, Anand has one more question. Recently, there was a story about an onion farmer traveling from Nashik to Solapur and getting only ₹2.5 for his for his produce. How are you able to help farmers get the right prices as they are market driven?
Yeah, I mean, for example, in this case, if the farmers, if he or she prefer to store it for 1 or 2 months, there will be definitely chances to get the seasonal price gain. क्योंकि अभी जितना भी ₹2, ₹3 kg उनको प्राइस मिल रहा है, डेफिनेटली कोई भी प्रेफर नहीं करेगा. It's very hard to even recover the cost of cultivation or the cost of transport that from the village to the mandi. So here, definitely we encourage such farmers to prefer the storage facility. But unfortunately, right now we are not in the Nashik. Definitely, whenever we will scale our work in that area, this kind of experiences will not be there.
Great. And Pankaj, is your app also providing any type of price forecasting or?
Not right now, but we share the some important information to them, like government decisions about the export, overall production in which countries which are mostly providing importing exporting to our country. So that kind of information, so that they can take the informed decision whenever they will sell their produce. Otherwise क्या होगा कि जो भी लोकल इंफॉर्मेशन जो होती है, जो लोकल ट्रेडर और मनी लेंडर और जो आड़तिया वो जो स्प्रेड करते हैं वो अपने बेनिफिट्स के लिए करते हैं. So somehow here also has an additional responsibility to share this kind of information to them so that they can take the informed decision.
Okay, so anyone else who wishes to ask a question? Otherwise, I have a couple of questions to end this session with. But please, if any of you have a question to ask, please go ahead.
Hi, Sukhda. This must speak once again.
Hi.
Yeah, hi, Pankaj. This is really awesome. I mean, you are doing a great job. And I mean, this is really eye-opening kind of thing for us. So I'm based in Guwahati. I'm from northeastern part of the state. And I can also see there is a lot of, smallholder farmers, they are, struggling from small loans, but my question will be like, this is, you have started and you reach a scale also in case of Maharashtra. So what is your plan going ahead, and how you going to, in the, I mean, if you want to work with government, what is, if there is any plan to do that, and if there is any plan, I mean, how you want to go ahead with this government? Because the app you have mentioned, the loan, the customized loan is one of the best features. I mean, if you want to present that in front of government, are you planning for that? I mean, I'm just looking at in the larger scale of the how you're going to participate the government. Is there any plan? Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for these questions. Recently we partnered with there is a one program called here Umed, जो state livelihood mission के तहत आता है. So we partner with the district administration here, and through this partnership, we are directly now collaborating with the women farmer producer company. So already they have the structure, some SHG, Gram Sangha, then the cluster level federation, and then APC. So we are actually leveraging that structure here to provide these services at the each and every villages of the Yavatmal district. So in this plan, we are going to set up a quality analysis lab at each village, where so that farmers get the quality analysis report at the village level through that the SHG women. So they are the one, they will run this quality analysis lab. It's a very simple lab where they can assess the quality and use by using a digital platform also. Second, the credit things. So if there is a storage structure, then there is really easy to provide the credit there in their locality. If not, we will encourage this community-based organization to build the storage structures, or they have the choice to use our hermetic storage container so that their farmers can store. So definitely we are actually willing to partner with the government so that we can scale this model rapidly.
Thanks. There's another question, Sukhdar. Can I ask?
Sure.
Yeah. So when you talk about quality analysis lab, so are you partnering with institute like KVK? I mean, Krishi Vigyan Kendra? Okay. So how you are maintaining the standards or all these things? I mean, I just wanted to know about this quality and analysis lab. Thanks.
Unfortunately, हमारे देश में आज भी इवन कितनी भी वो प्रोग्रेसिव मंडी हो, वहाँ पे भी दांत में चबा के प्राइस डिसाइड करने की प्रोसेस पद्धत है. एंड मुझे लगता है कि इतना सारा टेक्नोलॉजिकल डेवलपमेंट होने के बावजूद भी आज भी हम जो हमारे यहाँ पे अराउंड 300 मिलियन मैट्रिक टन का प्रोडक्शन करते हैं, उसका ट्रांजैक्शन दांत में चबा के यदि हो रहा है, तो ये बहुत ही अनफॉर्चुनेट थिंग्स है द कंट्री लाइक अस. तो यहाँ पे हम ये प्रयास कर रहे हैं कि जो भी इंडस्ट्री के क्वालिटी स्टैंडर्ड है और जो भी क्वालिटी के पैरामीटर्स है, उन सबका हम पहले रिसर्च करते हैं, एंड बेस्ड ऑन दैट रिसर्च गांव में जो क्वालिटी एनालिसिस लैब है, वहाँ पे उस विमेन को या जो भी उसको चलाता है क्वालिटी एनालिसिस लैब को, उनको हम ट्रेन करते हैं कि ये क्रॉप के लिए ये क्वालिटी पैरामीटर है, क्योंकि हम प्रेफर करते हैं डायरेक्टली गांव से एग्रीगेटेड प्रोड्यूस इंस्टीट्यूशनल बायर को, प्रोसेसर को जाए, बाईपासिंग ऑल दिस इंटरमीडिएटरी. तो यहाँ पे हम कोई भी मंडी लेवल के जो सिस्टम से क्वालिटी ABCD ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. यदि मेरा प्रोड्यूस अच्छा है तो कितना अच्छा है, मेरा प्रोड्यूस यदि खराब है तो कितना खराब है, उसके लिए सिस्टम्स है फूड प्रोसेसिंग इंडस्ट्री के इसमें. लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली वो वाले जो इंफॉर्मेशन है वो कुछ ही लोगों के पास सीमित है। यहाँ पे हमने ये भी काम किया है कि गांव में अभी वो कल्चर डेवलप हो रहा है कि फार्मर्स अपने प्रोड्यूस की क्वालिटी एटलीस्ट बोल पा रहा है कि मेरे प्रोड्यूस में इतना परसेंट मॉइस्चर है, इतना परसेंट डैमेज मटेरियल है, इतना परसेंट फॉरेन मटेरियल है, और इसलिए मुझे ये प्राइस मिलना चाहिए। दिस इज ऑल्सो एन इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट हियर। सो या, तो हम अभी बेस्ड ऑन द जो हमारे इंस्टीट्यूशनल बायर है, वहां पे जो क्वालिटी एनालिसिस होते हैं, वो सेम प्रोसेस हमने गांव लेवल पे शुरू किया।
Great, great.
इंपोर्ट
Yeah.
से रिलेटेड की चीजों को अभी तक नहीं किया है। जैसे
Okay.
कि इंपोर्ट में फॉर एग्जांपल इन सोयाबीन केस, दे आल्सो सी द ऑयल परसेंटेज और प्रोटीन परसेंटेज। तो ये सब चीजें अभी ये काफी कॉस्टली है ये टेस्टिंग और उसके इक्विपमेंट्स भी। तो और हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट भी नहीं है क्योंकि हम अभी एक्सपोर्ट में नहीं गए हैं। बट जैसे हमारा क्वांटम बड़ा हो जाएगा तो डेफिनेटली वी विल प्रेफर सच टूल्स टू assess the quality. Again, there is another development happening at our end, how we can use the machine learning and artificial intelligence technology to assess the quality analysis even more efficiently and transparently.
These are really great development. Thanks, Pankaj, for sharing those. Thank you. Back to you, Sikra.
Yes, thank you, Masvik. Anyone else who would like to come forward with the question for Pankaj?
Hey, hi, Pankaj. This is Himanshu. Thanks for what you're doing. I mean, I can't say much about it. I mean, really, just thanks. I have one small question. How do you deal with the? I mean, I don't know if you have faced any till now, but how do you deal with accidents at storage facilities if ever happens? What will happen if the farmers' harvest are lost due to that accident? Do your organization ensures that those facilities are insured and like, or do you do any other due diligence? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for asking this question. But अभी तक ऐसा कोई कैजुअलिटी नहीं हुआ है या इंसिडेंस नहीं हुआ है जिसमें हमारा प्रोड्यूस का। बट जितने भी वेयरहाउसेस है हमारे विलेज लेवल पे, हमने एक खबरदारी रखी है कि हर एक वेयरहाउस का इंश्योरेंस हो। हर जगह पे हम सीसीटीवी कैमरास भी लगाते हैं so that we can monitor remotely whatever happening at there. तो इसके वजह से हमने रिस्क को काफी रिड्यूस किया। बट उसके बावजूद भी यदि कोई हो इस तरह से चीजें हो, तो जो अभी जो रिसेंट हमने जो प्रोडक्ट डेवलप किया है जो डिसेंट्रलाइज्ड स्टोरेज सॉल्यूशन का, उसमें कुछ ऐसे सेंसर्स लगाए हैं। यदि मान लीजिए कि उस स्टोरेज में फार्मर 2 मैट्रिक टन का वो कंटेनर है और उसमें फार्मर्स ने स्टोर किया है और वो हमारे फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर कंपनी के प्रीमाइसेस में वो कंटेनर रखा है, तो यदि कोई उसमें चोरी करने का प्रयास करे जो कंटेनर में रखा हुआ प्रोड्यूस है, तो इमीडिएटली रंगदे को भी पता चल जाएगा, हमें भी पता चल जाएगा और उस फार्मर्स को भी पता चल जाएगा और फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर कंपनी को भी पता चल जाएगा। उस तरह से हमने उसमें IoT बेस्ड और सेंसर बेस्ड टेक्नोलॉजी का इस्तेमाल करके ये कर रहे हैं।
Okay, yeah.
I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, I mean, I was just wanted to know that whether the facilities are insured or not, because there are unfortunate incidents that can happen. Yeah, so that's what I want to know. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Himanshu. Anand wants to ask, the middlemen whom you are replacing, have you faced any threats from them?
Yeah, definitely. Directly वो हमें तो ये नहीं करते हैं, थ्रेट्स नहीं करते हैं, क्योंकि हमें ये पहले ही पता था कि डेफिनेटली हम उनका जो इतने सालों का जो बिजनेसेस है या जो भी ऑपरेटिंग जो भी वो कर रहे थे, उसके लिए उनके लिए ये दिक्कत की ही बात होगी। तो देयरफॉर वी प्रेफर टू गो विद अ कम्युनिटी बेस्ड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। सो यदि हम एज अ इंडिविजुअल वहां पे एज अ ग्रामीण करके जाएंगे तो डेफिनेटली वो हमें थ्रेट करेंगे, बट हम लोकल इंस्टीट्यूशन को वहां साथ लेके जा रहे हैं एंड दे आर द वन, दे आर रनिंग दैट कम्युनिटी बेस्ड सेंटर। तो इसलिए वहाँ के लोगों और स्पेशली वहाँ पे 1 या 2 लोग नहीं है, पूरी कम्युनिटी का जो रिप्रेजेंटेशन वहाँ पे है। मतलब फॉर एग्जांपल फार्मर प्रोड्यूसर कंपनी है तो अलग अलग गांव के उसमें डायरेक्टर होते हैं, सो वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर देम टू थ्रेट द पीपल फ्रॉम दैट इंस्टीट्यूशन।
Great. So you have the support of the local community always, and that is
Yeah.
how you take care.
Yeah, strategically हमने वो prefer किया कि instead of going there and appointing our employee in that area, हम अपना मॉडल इस तरह से रखते हैं कि जहाँ पे कम्युनिटी ही अपने एरिया का पूरा वो सेंटर चलाए, उसी एरिया के लोग चलाए, हम उनको प्रोसेस एंड सिस्टम्स दें, जिसकी वजह से वहाँ पे ट्रांसपेरेंसी, एफिशिएंसी भी मेंटेन हो और लार्ज क्वांटिटी में वहाँ से प्रोड्यूस जो है इंस्टीट्यूशनल बायर को सप्लाई हो.
Got it. Okay. Anyone else who would wish to ask a question? Last opportunity for you to ask a question before I ask the last question of this session myself. Okay. I don't see anyone unmuting the mic. So, Pankaj, I think I will ask you the last question of this session. What makes you get up in the morning and do this work every day? What motivates you? What gives you the most satisfaction?
So when I see the farmers smile to saying that whenever we feel that कि ये receipt मुझे मिला है, storage receipt और जो सेल इनवाइस है, हमने बहुत ही अच्छे से एलेबोरेटली वो डिजाइन की है, जिसमें उसको देखते ही फील होता है कि ये मेरा प्रोड्यूस मैंने बेचा है या उसकी ये मुझे सही मायने में मुझे एक रिसिप्ट मिली है मेरे मेहनत की. तो उसका जो आनंद है, स्माइल है, वो देख के डेफिनेटली मुझे वो चीज मोटिवेट करती रहती है ऑल द टाइम. एंड वो स्माइली चेहरा उस विमेन फार्मर्स का, जब वो उसको लगता है कि मैंने ओन किया है, मैंने जो प्रोड्यूस किया है, जो इतना मेहनत से मैंने जो कल्टीवेट किया है, प्रोड्यूस मार्केट में लाया है, उसका मुझे ओनरशिप मिला है, वो ओनरशिप के से लेकर उसकी जो खुशी है, वो स्माइल है, वो स्माइल आई थिंक मुझे हमेशा मोटिवेट करती रहती है.
That is beautiful. Thank you so much, Pankaj, for joining us today for this Q&A session. We are absolutely in awe of all the work that Gramheet is doing, and we wish you every success. And we wish that Rangde and Gramheet have a wonderful partnership ahead, and we enable as many small farmers, small holding farmers as possible in the next 5 years, 10 years, however long we wish to take this. And for everybody who's joined us today on a Friday evening, thank you so much for taking out the time and joining us today and listening to Gramheet's journey, Pankaj's journey, and his experiences working with marginal farmers. All the recordings of our Q&A sessions are available on the Rang De YouTube channel. This session also will be uploaded very shortly on the same YouTube channel, so you can check that out. We will be having many more Q&A sessions with our impact partners. So please stay tuned to our social media for the same. You can also follow Gramheet on LinkedIn. You can follow Pankaj on LinkedIn. You can follow them on social media and keep a track of their work as well. And please do follow Rangde on social media for more updates. Thank you once again for joining us today, and we wish you a great weekend. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pankaj.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.